In this video, I'm going to talk about how to stimulate the brain right. Hi, I'm Dr. Z. For many of you who are looking to optimize your brain health, whether it's recovering from a concussion, traumatic brain injury, or trying to prevent cognitive decline, knowing how to stimulate your brain is very important. There are going to be a lot of foundational principles that we will review with you in the office, but here are some of those to consider. Now, exercising physically is a way to support and strengthen your brain, but in the same way that you can do that too much and hurt yourself, the same thing is true with stimulating your brain with cognitive exercise. Now, for many, cognitive exercise is actually worse, specifically when it's on computer screens. So let's say, for example, you've had a concussion, a traumatic brain injury, and you want to get back to being on technology and reading books. The very first thing you need to do is actually to go to a paperback book. You need to be able to read that without an increase of symptoms. So let's say you get to the point where you can read for 30 minutes without an increase of symptoms. At that point in time, you can go to a computer screen, but don't go to 30 minutes. Go to 15 or 20 minutes. Because of the computer screen, that actually is going to burn through your energy at a quicker rate and increase the likelihood of not feeling good. Also know that if you multitask on a computer screen, you are more likely to have issues than if you do single task. So that's very important to note as well, because one cognitive activity may challenge you more than others. So don't say, well, I did 30 minutes with this one, so I can do 30 with that, because you may not be able to. Now, whenever we really look at the health of the brain from a functionality standpoint, there are three things that we really want. It's about how the brain processes information, so how quick it is, how accurate it is, also how flexible it is. Because it's one thing to be fast and accurate, but to be so reflexive that you can't switch. So it's super important that you can also switch. So many of the exercises that we do, not only in the office, but that we give you to do at home using cards, is built upon these principles. Because those are the things we want. Now, you may need to focus more in one area compared to another. If you have problems with memory, you may need to do more memory-based exercises. If you have problems with word finding, you may need to do more word finding based exercises. And lastly, if you are dealing with cognitive impairment, or if your spouse or a loved one is, if they are struggling for some of those things, don't overly help them. Because if you do and they become dependent on you, and they look to you for every answer, that part of the brain will actually shrink as a result because it knows it isn't needed. So I hope you found this video helpful on how to stimulate your brain right.